This is Roger Struckoff at day 2 of CloudEXPO in Santa Clara, California. We're joined right now by Andrew Siegmund with Cast Software. I actually remembered when the company was started. He was probably not even born then. It was came from France, and they're doing a lot of cool stuff. And they've been in the Bay Area, Silicon Valley for more than 20 years, I think now.
Yeah, 25 years or so?
Yeah, and so still there, they must have had a good idea. Andrew, welcome. Tell us what they do today and what you do.
Yeah, so I am a solution specialist for Cast. I actually focus on what we're calling Cast Highlight, which is our SaaS application portfolio analysis tool. So it is an extremely lightweight tool that can integrate with pretty much any build process right now, and come out of that with an analysis of what's happening within your source code using the same sort of predictive pattern analysis that Cass has been working on for the last 25 years right now.
Any build pattern, name them. Name every single thing.
Oh,
we got
500. I can't get that.
So we got a lot of geeks out there. They're gonna want to challenge you on that. That's tremendous. I guess if you're around for a long time, you can do that sort of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So Cass has literally scanned tens of billions of lines of code, and as a result, we've figured out where the pitfalls are in those different coding languages. So we're dealing with about 20 different coding languages, and we can look at what's happening within your programming processes and your programming culture and find out what's going to lead to problems further on down the line. The same way that you say a great coach might be able to look at a quarterback and say that guy's going to be in the league for 3 years before he blows out an ACL or an elbow or whatever based on how they move around. We can do that with code.
And here's a very simple question. What relevance does that have to the cloud? How does cloud affect what you've been doing?
Oh, so part of what we're doing right now is we're actually providing cloud readiness assessments. So we've been able to identify boosters and blockers within your framework and within your coding processes that is going to make a given application either easier to move to the cloud or harder to move to the cloud, right? Because if we're going to migrate to the cloud, we want to be doing that for a concrete business reason, not because we think that the cloud is new and shiny and fun. Don't tell Amazon I said that.
It's only on camera, it's okay.
Oh, okay, good. So what we're doing is we're identifying applications that are good to migrate or poor to migrate and providing you with insights and improvement opportunities for the applications that might not be ready yet. So if you're planning a mass migration in the future, you can scan continuously with Cast Highlight. You can integrate it within your builds, right? You can scan it relatively easily. It's super lightweight, takes almost no time, and you can see what's happening within your application portfolio over those continuous releases and figure out if your applications are getting more or less cloud ready as you're planning your migration.
Got to be a lot of companies planning a mass migration or should be planning a mass migration. I mean, we've like scratched the surface, I think. Yeah,
I think so. For a second, I was wondering which migration you were talking about here, but then I remember it's a polite conversation, so we might as well avoid that. But yeah, we're seeing a lot of groups that are planning mass migrations of their software to the cloud, and we're also seeing a lot of organizations integrating the Cast Highlight tool into their agile processes. They use it as part of their inspect and adapt for PI planning, for example. That way they're not just releasing more software faster, they're releasing better software faster, because overall our goal is to delight our customers, and if we don't have an idea of how resilient and how functional our code really is, our ability to maintain that delightment is going to eventually decline.
Right, and the thing is, when we're talking about, I mean, I'm just trying to think of the number of workloads out there that are still awaiting to be enlightened. It must be a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. And what we keep on saying is if you can't see it, you can't fix it. Right? And that's really the problem, right? So I walk into a lot of organizations and they've got this really nebulous idea of what's actually going on within their development shop, and being able to put objective metrics on top of that so that you can really understand and really pinpoint where your pain points are is really advantageous, especially as we're planning a cloud migration, right? Moving to agile, or trying to figure out which applications we're going to deprecate or which applications we're going to continue to invest in.
You mentioned agile. Is there DevOps involved here? Are you kind of this whole world, or how do you look at Agile?
Yeah, so we look at it pretty holistically, right? We're really looking a lot at like scaled, agile, and large development shops. We see ourselves fitting in as part of your CI/CD process, kind of like a gut check on things. And we're aimed at that management level, director, VP level individual. We're not a line-by-line remediation tool. There's plenty of folks out there who do a wonderful job at that. We're aligned much more with what's happening within your coding culture and where your problems are from that point of view and how you can direct them and steer the ship.
How do they find you? URL. I want to learn more. Where do I go?
It's casthighlight.com. It's very easy. That's cast like you would put on a broken bone. Highlight like those yellow things that we all had in middle school. .com.
Casthighlight.com. Can't beat it. It's simple. Anyone can do it. Thanks a lot for joining us. Thanks for watching. For SysCon TV, this is Roger Struckoff.